Good morning, children. We have discussed about how to create series. So, let us discuss different objects or different series objects. So, first one is series dot index. This object is used to create series dot index is used to create a or used to return the index of the series. Index means in dictionary you have dot keys. Dictionary dot keys will return the keys in the dictionary. Likewise, in series dot index, that is, if S is the series, then S dot index returns the index of the series. All the index values in that series will be returned. Then series dot values returns the values data in that series as an ND array. So like in dictionaries we return dictionary dot values to return the values, dictionary dot keys to return the keys. Likewise, series dot index to return the index of the series, and series dot values to return the values of the data. Then series dot d type to return the data type of the data in the series. To return the data type of the data in the series, we use series dot d type. Then series dot shape returns the shape of the underlying data or shape of the series. So the shape is always in the form of a tuple. If there is only one value, then it is one dimensional. If there are two values, then it is two dimensional, and so on. Then series dot n bytes returns the number of bytes the underlying data. So n bytes returns the number of bytes in the data, total number of bytes. Then series dot ndim returns the number of dimension, that is, if it is one dimensional or two dimensional or three dimensional, the dimension number is returned by series dot n dimension. Then series dot size returns the number of elements present in the series. Then series dot item size returns the size of that D type or size of the individual item. So size indicates the number of elements. Series dot item size indicates the size of the particular item in a series. Then series dot has nas returns true if there are any nan. Has nan, it is not s, it is has nan. Series dot has nan, that is, it returns true if there is any nan, not a number value, else it returns false. Then series dot empty, it returns true if series object is empty. It returns true if series object is empty. So let us see the application of different series objects. So first we have to import our pandas library. Import pandas as pd. Then s is equal to pd dot series. Then in bracket the data is created using a range function, range 1 comma 15 comma 3, and index equal to x for x in a b c d e. So here is a series containing the index. Index value is what? A, B, C, D, E for X in A, B, C, D. So index value will be, first index is A, then B, then C, then D, and then E. So index is A, B, C, D, E, and its corresponding data is 1, then 1 plus 3, 4, then 4 plus 3, because here there is a range function. In that, start is 1, stop 15, step is 3. So 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 3, 10, 10 plus 3, 13. Again 13 plus 3 will result in 16. So we no need of considering that value because stop is 15. So we have to consider up to 15 minus 1, that is up to 14. So the values will have the data in series S is 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, and its corresponding index is A, B, C, D, E. So first let us see, if we write S dot index, then what will be the output? So when we run S dot index, execute this statement, then the output will be like this: index in bracket the index values, and it is type, data type is object. So this is an object. Then if we execute the statement S dot values, so we have the S is the series, and if we execute S dot values, then the values in that series will be printed as a ND array. So it is a one-dimensional series, is a one-dimensional, like one-dimensional array. So all the values, it will be printed as array of, in that 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, and its data type is integer, int 64. Int 64 means for a single value, the value for a single value like 1 or 4 or 7 or 10 or 13, like a single item in the series, take a space of 64 bits or total of 8 bytes. For a single data item, consume 64 bits or 8 bytes. 1 occupies a space of 64 bits or 8 bytes. Then S dot D type, it indicates the data type of S. So S data type of S is integer, so it returns D type of int 64. It is a 64-bit integer, that is each data item in that occupies 64-bit space. Then S dot shape, here it returns only a single value, so it is a one-dimensional series. Series is one dimensional, shape is one dimensional, and it contains 5 values. So only one value, and that value is 5. So it is a one-dimensional series. Series is always one-dimensional, and its value is 5. That is 5 elements are there. So the shape is 5. Then S dot n bytes. N bytes returns the total amount of bytes occupied by the series. So we have 5 values in this series: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. There are 5 values in this series, and I told it is of data type int 64. That is, each value occupies 64 bits or 8 byte. So 1 occupies 8 byte, 4 occupies 8 byte, 7 occupies 8 byte. So 10 8 byte, 13 also occupies 8 byte. So each value in the each data or each value in the series occupies 8 byte. Total of 5 values are there. So what will be the total number of bytes occupied? 5 into 8, that is 40 bytes. That is n bytes will give the number of bytes occupied by the series. Then s dot n dimension, it indicates the dimension of the series. So series is one dimensional, so it returned 1. S dot n dimension returned 1. Then S dot size, size of the series. The series has 5 elements, so the size is S dot size is 5. Then S dot has nans. It indicates that whether the series S has a nan value. Does this series has a nan value? No, the series don't have a nan value. So S dot has nans returned false. Then S dot empty. S dot empty checks whether S is an empty series. Since S is not an empty series, it returned false. Then again one more function is there, S dot item size. So item size is the size of the particular item. So size of the particular item is how much? 64 bits or 8 byte. In case of int 64, the size of item is S dot item size is 8 byte or 64 bits. Since 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Next is retrieving values from a series using head and tail function. So series head function fetches the first n from the pandas object. From the pandas object, the series will retrieve the first n values. Series head function will retrieve the first n values. N is the parameter specified inside the head function. Series.tail fetches the last n from the pandas object. So series.tail fetches the last n from the pandas object. N is the parameter specified inside the tail function. So let us see. We have a series S equal to PD dot series. And its data is 10 is a list containing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, comma index equal to A, B, C, D, E. Then if we print the series, you can see the series is A is pointing to value 10, B is pointing to value 20, C is pointing to value 30, D is pointing to value 40, E is pointing to value 50. And its data type is int 64. Then if S dot head of 2, that is S is our series, and when in head function S dot head, inside the head the parameter given is the value of the parameter given is 2. So it will take 2 values from the first 2 values. Head has the parameter 2, so it will take the first 2 values from the series. So the first 2 values are 10 and 20. Its corresponding index is A and B. So A is pointing to the value 10, B is pointing to value 20. Then here print S dot tail of 2. In S dot tail, from the series S, the tail of 2, the tail function with parameter as 2 will retrieve the last 2 elements from the series. Will retrieve the last 2 elements from the series. So the last 2 elements are 40 and 50. Its corresponding index value is DE. If it was in head, if it is 1, then it will retrieve only A10. And in tail, if it is 1, it will retrieve only E50. So what is the function of head and tail function? Head and tail function will retrieve, head function will retrieve the first n values from the series. Then tail function will retrieve the last n values from the series, and n is the parameter of the function head and tail. N is the value what is given inside the function. It is called the parameter. Next is mathematical operations on series. We can do all the mathematical operations on series. So we have two series, S1 and S2. See, this is S1. It has values 0, which is pointing to 10, 1, 20, 2, 30, 3, 40, 4, 50. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are the index and its corresponding value is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And we have another series S2. Its index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and its values are 11, 21, 31, 41, 51. So if we perform addition, that is S1 plus S2, then the corresponding values in S1, 10, is added to the value in S2. Corresponding index positions, the values in the corresponding index position are added. Like in our arrays is added. 10 is added with 11 and 21. Then 20 is added to 21. We get 41. 30 is added to 31. We get 61. 40 is added to 41 and we get 81. 50 is added to 51 and we get 101. So we can perform operations, mathematical operations on series. Then if we subtract S1 minus S2, so 10 minus 11, that is minus 1. 20 minus 21, here minus 1. The index positions are same. We can perform this only when the index positions, the index number of values are same. Then 30 minus 31 minus 1, 40 minus 41 minus 1, 50 minus 51 minus 1. So S1 minus S2 is again a series with index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and values minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Its data type is also int 64. Now we can divide S1 by S2. Then also the first value at position index 0 is divided by value at index 0 of the other series. So 10 is divided by 11. Its output is given at index 0 of the new series. So 20 is divided by 21 and output is obtained. 30 is divided by 31. 40 is divided by 41. 50 is divided by 51. And its corresponding values are at its corresponding index also. Then we can multiply also. For multiplication also same. We multiply 10 into 11, then 110 at 0th index. Then at index 1, 20 in S1 and 21 in S2. So when we multiply it, we will get 420, which is in index 1. Likewise 30 into 31, 930, then 40 into 41, that is 1640, then 50 into 51, that is 2550. You can see in rest of the series, new series produced by mathematical operations, all are having int 64, but in division the new series formed has a data type float 64. That is, division always creates a floating point value. Here the output is also a floating point value, 0 point, it starts with 0 point. So the output of division is always a floating point value. So mathematical operations can be performed on series. Next is vector operation on series. Vector operations can be performed on series. That is, if we perform a single operation on series, it will affect whole of the series. If we add 2 to the series, the 2 will be added to each element of the series. It is called vector operation on series. Any operation performed on series will be affected on individual elements of that series. So S1 is a series. So this is our series. Its index value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and its corresponding data values are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then we are adding a value 2 to the series S1. So when we add 2 to series S1, you can see 2 is added to each element, each value in the series. 2 is added to 10, 12. The output is 12. Then 2 is added to 20. The output is 22. 2 is added to 30. The output is 32. 2 is added to 40. Output is 42. 2 is added to 50. Output is 52. That is, when we add a integer or any value to a series, the whole of the values, all the values, each item in the series will be affected. Let us see if we do S1 star star 2. That is, if we find the square of the series, then you can see the values, the square is applied to, the power is applied to all the elements in the series. That is 10 star star 2. That is 10 square is calculated and we get 100. 20 square is calculated and we get 400. 30 square is calculated and we get 900. Then 40 square is calculated, then 1600. 50 square is calculated, then 2500. So let us see another one into 3. That is, whole series is multiplied by 3. Here we are multiplying a series with another series, but here we are multiplying a series with a number. This is called vectorized operation. Any operation performed on the whole series will affect the individual elements of that series. So S1 into 3 means 10 into 3, 30. 20 into 3, 60. 30 into 3, 90. 40 into 3, 120. 50 into 3, 150. The whole, each element of S1 is multiplied by 3. Then S1 greater than 10. We have the series S1. Then each element in S1 is compared with the, is checked whether it is greater than 10. So first value 10 is greater than 10. It is false. Then it checks whether 20 is greater than 10. 20 is greater than 10, so it returns true. Then it checks 30 is greater than 10. It is greater than 10, so it returns again true. Then it checks whether 40 is greater than 10, then it returns true. Then it checks 50 is greater than 10. Since 50 is greater than 10, it returns true. And you can see the data type of this new series is bool. That is, all the values in this series is of data type Boolean. Next is retrieving values using conditions. So we have a series S. We can retrieve the values based on a particular condition. So we have a series S. Its indices are A, B, C, D, E, and its values are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And if we give a condition that S of S in square bracket S greater than 10. So our condition should be applied in square bracket with the series name. So S is the series name. In that a square bracket, inside that we have to specify the condition based on which condition we have to retrieve the values. So we have the condition S in square bracket S greater than 10. So we have to retrieve the values from S where the values are greater than 10. So this when this statement is executed, all the values which are greater than 10 are retrieved from the series, and it is also a new retrieved values are also a series. So S in square brackets S greater than 10 will create a new series with all the values which are greater than 10 and its corresponding index. Then next one, consider this example. In S in square bracket S equal to 20. So it will create a new series with those values which are equal to 20. So only one value with index B is there which is equal to 20. Next is S in square bracket S less than 50. So this will create a new series from S where all the values in it will just display, it will not make any change in the series S, just it will display what according to our need. So S in square bracket S less than 50 will create a series with all the values in the series less than 50. So it has omitted the value with index E and displayed a series with just 4 values which are less than 50. So we can retrieve the values based on a condition, and this condition is specified inside a square bracket. Next is deleting elements from a series. To delete the elements from series, there is a function called drop function. So we have a series called S1. Its index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and its values are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we have a function called drop to delete the data in a series. So S1 drop in bracket the index position. So if we want to delete the index value at position 3 at index 3, then we have to write S1 drop in bracket as a parameter of drop function. We have to provide the index of the particular value which we have to delete. So we have to delete the index value with index 3. So we have given the function S1 drop 3. So it will delete the value with index 3. So you can see after executing this statement, the value of S1, that is the value at index 3 is removed, and you can see 40 is now removed, which is at index position 3. So to delete an element from series, we have a drop function. So children, we have completed this series, and next we have to start the data frames that we will start in the next class. So series data structure is completed. Next type of data structure is data frames. Okay, thank you children. Try this in Python in your mobile phone or in your laptop. All the functions, try it in your laptop or mobile phone.